Hey, all right, y'all. It's me. I'm back. You understand? Chiefism, Chiefy, Chiefy 64 times, Chief Keep It Brief, Chief Dizzle for Shizzle for Sheezy for Show, Mr. All of the Above, founder of Go-Go Loops, doing it for the culture. Keep it cranking. I pledge allegiance to the crank for as long as I'm alive. Back here for another rapid session, conversation with none other than the legend, the veteran in the game, B-Man, Brian, right? Brian Bockham. He hasn't stepped into the building yet, but he should be here shortly. But we're going to talk about some oh, I got to do that over. Welcome to the Cheef and Go, y'all. It's your host, Chiefism, Chiefy 64 times, Chief Dizzle for Shizzle for Sheezy for Show, Mr. Chief Keep It Brief, you understand? Mr. All of the Above, Mr. 7 hats to 12 hats. I got plenty jobs, do a lot of things, but I'm here for a conversation with my man B-Man. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to chop it up. We're going to, get it in about this go-go thing we got, this go-go history, this go-go culture, and some of his experiences and spaces and places he's been in his long career in this go-go community. Brian Bockham, B-Man. I remember early in me getting into go-go, seeing Brian, seeing B-Man, and he just always stood out. He had a different style, and he he do the crank dance. He used to have his hand up real high, as if I remember correctly, right? Real reminiscent of funk, and you can see the influence of some of the greats that he pulled from. But yeah, we're gonna have a conversation today, man. We're gonna rap about it. Talk about some of the things that went on and the things that go on, and just different elements of this go-go culture. So like I said, he haven't popped up yet. Okay, my bad, sis. So I'm just getting used to the stream, y'all, but I'm getting busy now. I'm getting adjusted more and more. You heard? Yes, indeed. So we're gonna let it warm just a little bit, y'all. We're gonna let it warm. Just like we had the go-go, you know what I'm talking about? We gotta let it warm just a little bit. We can't do nothing too soon, y'all. We gotta get the blood flowing. So, like I said, Cheef and Go live with B-Man, Brian Bockham, veteran in the game. I would say go-go legend, in my opinion. One of the first talkers I took notice to or saw or was digging, right? Currently he's playing with the District Kings, but he done been all around, any and everywhere. Been through a lot of camps, put a lot of work in this go-go game, baby. So we're gonna get this joint started in a minute. I'm about to hit him and see is he on deck. And we're gonna get it going. So, sis, can you cue up that video? I got my sis helping me out on this, Kim Evans from Kickback with Cookie, on X Radio.
Hey, Robbie. Keep it right there, y'all. Hey, Rayo. I got him, B-Man. I got him. Hey, B-Man, I got him. Hey, Rayo. We gonna make it up to you one. Where you go, Rayo? What you want, man? Hey, you be my pal, man. Yo. Remember, dude. You already know you going. I got you.
Warming y'all. Waiting on B-Man.
Come on with it.
Am I missing?
Hey, now I'll be the rapper and the do the damn thing. I said I'll still be the rapper and the do the damn thing. Hey, now I'll be the
I'm gonna turn the show on IG. Oh, I can't do that. Well, wow.
Come on, baby. Let that beat go. Let's go. Happy birthday to the brothers, y'all. Let's see you, baby. Got my first bus notice back there. 7 boys, 7 boys, get right. Hey, time, get the tables. Is that Lord Kelly? 32, that's Lord Kelly. There it is. Huh? Hey, now come on with it, y'all. Hey, now we get down with the party. The girl be the one that ain't a do the damn thing. I still be the one that ain't a do the damn thing. I'll be the one that ain't a do the damn thing. All right, man.
Well, hey. All right now. Oh, there you go, y'all. Oh, there you go, y'all. Here he come, y'all. All right, here he come. B-Man, y'all. He coming, y'all. Hold fast. Hold on to what you got, y'all. Y'all already know, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, it be a lot going on. Cause trust me, I just was ripping and running and trying to come in here. And yeah, it's a lot. We be busy out here living in the DMV. Got a lot going on. Gotta get through it. But he coming, y'all. Cheef and Go live. You know what I'm saying? Share this with a friend. Share this on your page because I'm sure it's gonna be a hell of a conversation. You know what I mean? We're gonna chop it up with the good B man. But hey, make sure y'all following Go Loops TV on YouTube. Make sure y'all following Go Loops on Instagram. These lives every Thursday at 8, each and every Thursday. They're gonna be on a couple places in Lux Radio. We just acquired a Roku channel. Yes, indeed. So y'all, you know, if y'all got Roku, make sure y'all tap in and lock in with us on that Roku channel. There you go. There you go. B man. So I don't know. I know he's a busy guy. How do I bring him in here now? Oh, you in there? B
What's happening?
What's up, OG? I didn't know if you had practice or you know what was going on, but I know it'd be a lot. So I was hanging in there. I said we just warm, and you understand we ain't gonna do too much too soon. We gonna get that blood flowing.
For sure.
You did.
Yeah, what's going on with you?
Hey man, it's all love, man. I was you know, I've been trying to set up some interviews and be consistent with this thing. And you know, the spirit said, man, you gotta talk to B man. Because like I said a few ago, man, you was one of the first talkers I saw that stood out to me. You know, that kind of that style. It's like back in the day, you used to like it's like you used to hold your crank dance high, right?
Yeah.
The guitar, yeah, all right. I just always remember.
Yeah.
Right. So this is B man, y'all. Brian Bockham, OG veteran in the game, one of my legends. You know, we do throw that word around lightly, but I consider B man a legend because of, like I said, just the timing of me coming in the game. So yeah, man, I just want to rap to you, man. You know, nothing too serious. We just gonna chop it up. So tell the people where so you with District Kings now, right?
District Kings, yeah.
Yeah, so let's get these people, the people who don't know, let's give them a bit of a history of kind of where you started. I mean, you could go back to like I would like to know what influenced you to even want to do music. Like, was it in your household? And where did you catch that bug, so to speak? Yeah.
Well, this was in the 80s, man. I was you know, my mother and father, you know, for Christmas, you know, me and my brother Keith, we always got instruments. Drums, guitars, horns. But I took to the drums. And it was just a three-man band at first. Me, Hammer, and Daryl. Hammer played congos, and he had three rototoms, and he used those as congos.
Wow. See.
And Daryl, in school, he took guitar lessons and music. So he had an acoustic guitar, and he was the guitar player, and I had a drum set, a CB 700. And
Hold
I
on,
had
let's pause right there. Hold on. Blue Eyed Daryl was playing acoustic guitar, and you was the drummer.
Not Blue. I'm talking about Daryl Devo. Okay. You know, Daryl.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Blue Eye. He was always Blue had always played in the Southeast bands. This was over on Hillcrest, Maryland.
Okay.
and yeah, so I was playing the drums, and of course, I'm talking while I'm playing the drums, and I used to listen to, of course, funk because he always had some slick stuff to say.
Come on, man.
And Bugs, we all went to Bernie Elementary. Um, and my mother used to teach at Bernie, so she taught them guys. But I took his energy and I took Funk's slick talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know, when I'm playing the drums, I'm talking, but I'm acting like those two, and it just stuck with me, and next you know, we found the drummer, or I got replaced by somebody that could really play drums, and I was just start lead talking. So I took that real serious. Like we used to go down Golden Dome on 14th Street, and I used to just sit out there and listen to the pimps talk, and like that was slick to me, Oh, yeah, he's saying saying slick stuff, and I just tried to put that on the microphone,
Yeah.
and people liked it. Like, man, you said some slick, man. I'm like, oh, so I just started worrying about saying slick stuff, putting
Yeah.
people names, putting slick stuff with people names, and it just stuck to me. And
Yeah, in a witty and clever way. That's facts. I know you for that. Like even when you hosting, I done been in events, and I be in that joint like, man, that was slick right there. So that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and that was my thing to say something memorable. Um, Me, when people say legend, I don't think I'm one because to me, legends, legends leave music behind. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I've never left music behind. I was just that guy to go get any band, that needed a lead talker. I was that guy to go get for some reason with no rehearsal, just
Mm-hmm.
feeling. And it was like, and I said a lot of stuff, and a lot of bands say stuff today
Mm.
said back then, but I'm not the type that be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
So
that's flattery. Like that's paying homage in a sense. It ain't always got to be credit there, but you was the man they could call that's gonna get it done. They knew when it came to that crowd and that stage presence and that audience, you knew what to do.
yeah,
So it was funny. I was looking up stuff, sweat, when I'm trying to find like where was Brian. I'm just getting in here. I'm ripping and running. You already know. So,
yeah,
but what I do remember is dun 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-dun, dun. What you was sweat in them days?
yeah. That was the Up and Down album, I think.
Up and down.
Yeah,
Okay.
Up and Down. That was to me, and I messed with Blue. A matter of fact, I was just talking to Blue the other day, and I said, you assembled the greatest band ever. Because when Hako Sweat, we made the transition, it was Blue on the drums. He brought Petey in. Um, then he brought JT, rest in peace, JT. He used to play with JY and Roy Battle. He was already with Hako Sweat. Myself, Winksy, Lil Tony, and that was pretty much the band.
Okay. So before I
And
go too far, because I might have fast forwarded. So you
uh-huh,
singing, you playing the drums, and you
mhm,
get the funk going, and is there anything before? I know it is because I watched the Blue interview with Capri, and it was like
uh-huh.
both of y'all. I know y'all tight. It's let's. You ain't got to get too deep into it, but for me and for the people.
Mhm.
So I don't want to fast forward to sweat if it was some stuff before that you thought was, what I'm saying,
Yeah, it was.
important.
Yeah, it was, and it was epitome. Um,
Oh yeah.
and it was epitome. That was my first band.
Oh, that was the
Um,
first one.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what Dre Dog that later went on to play with JY, and now he's producing for Murder Inc. now. But
I never knew
Dre
he
was
played for.
yeah,
My bad.
Dre
Go
was
ahead.
that was We was his first. That was our first band. Dre, his brother Marquise, rest in peace. Marquise played the bass, Hammer. You know, the same people that's around now. You know, it's the same epitome. We still hang together. And epitome, we could have been further. We could have been further today if it wasn't for me. I'm the one that really, that messed that up because, of course, with Junkyard, I was just filling in with them. Bugs would call me up on stage, whatever, whatever. But I started playing with Backyard, then Hot Coat Sweat, and I abandoned Epitome. You know what I'm saying? But we was a neighborhood family band, so it didn't matter. They was cheering for it. We were not like it. We like, oh, hey, Brian played with Back now. It wasn't the, oh man, he went to Backyard. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. We always family. And so it was. So Epitome really was that because I've left Epitome, played with Backyard, left Backyard, came back to Epitome, Hot Coat Sweat, came back to Epitome. Everything's Epitome till today. Today I can call right now and say let's get Epitome back, and that's how it is. It was Epitome and Publicity. We were the two bands of Hillcrest Heights.
Okay, make that call just for a couple shows because Epitome, yeah, you got to do that. So, but can you give us a little reference on the year? I remember the Backyard years because it seemed like the first Backyard days I was hearing you.
Well. No, Big G always been back. It was that at the time Big G
Was in.
Big G and Sauce. Big G is uptown. Big G gangster. Big G, so he it was the type thing where he had to take a break for a minute, and that's when Coop brought me in. I understood.
Yeah.
I understood that I was just filling in. You know what I'm saying?
For
so, I'm a Hillcrest. I'm a Hillcrest Heights Southeast guy.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the Northwest band. You already know how Backyard they, especially back then. So, at first the Backyard crowd really didn't take to me. They won't see G. But when you say people names enough,
they love you.
Yeah. But then that was a year or two, a year and a half.
Like 92. When was this?
It was about 92 because I was with Hot Coat Sweat in like 91. Me and Winksy was with Hot Coat Sweat in like 90, 91. When Heavy One, when Blue Eye really wasn't happy in the Hot Coat Sweat camp because Pleasure had moved in, and Pleasure was getting more of our. We was Hot Coat Sweat. We rolled in the van. We getting. But when Pleasure moved there, we play on the same car, but we gotta find our ride out of town because Pleasure got the van.
Right.
If you know Blue, he wasn't happy. It's a picture out. I think it was on that documentary. It was a picture of Hot Coat Sweat. It's in black and white with all of us, me, Winksy, Tony, Little Tony, Blue, all them. If you look at the picture, everybody got a little smile. But if you look at Blue, it looked like, yeah, this is it. Yeah. But what I'm getting at is when Blue left, because Heavy One, that's when Heavy One got killed. So Blue went to play with Junkyard, and we said, all right, that's the end of Sweat. We're not doing it without Blue. And that's when Coop swooped in and picked up me and Winksy to play with Backyard. I knew I was there temporary, but we know Winksy don't count his, Winksy home. You know what I'm saying? Because Winksy always been uptown. So then that's how that came about. And then after Backyard, I went back to Epitome and we banging some more. Then I took a little break. Then Donnell called me with 911. And once again, once again, I took that opportunity because Epitome we didn't care about getting paid. We cared about we gonna play, we gonna crank, we gonna hang together all day. We gonna hustle up a couple dollars. We're gonna buy some drinks, buy some weed. We're gonna go play. We're gonna crank. We're gonna leave out there. We're gonna go to the pool hall, and that's what we had all night. So to go to a band that's established, that's getting paid, like I said, they was rooting for me. We going to the show together.
Okay.
So yeah,
Because a lot of times that don't happen. And like I tell people, it's like a promotion at a job. Like you at Metro when your man, y'all both, and
yeah,
they pull him up. How you gonna be mad at him? We trying to elevate and do what's best for him in that situation. Because like I
exactly.
went to the Hugger Bucks, one of the times they was mad. But I tell people also, we was like gangs back in the day. Like it was a brotherhood, it was a family. It was like, yeah, so it was like you saying, even though you said they rooting for you, it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, man, nah, this us, you part of our sound. And
Yeah.
like that band hopping wasn't happening because you can't just go give it to everybody. You can go pop in and do a little something. So one of the first go-go I ever been to, not one of,
Mhm.
I was working at a S&J Audio Sounds on 202, right? I was like 15. I
Uh-huh.
knew a guy that was putting in car stereos and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
Everett Brown was another guy that came from Circuit City. He was putting in car stereos, and I get on the dude I'm working with nerves. He said, "Man, go sit over there with Everett." I'm like apprentice shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm sitting with Everett. He like, yeah, I'm playing with my band Potential. 15. I'm like 14, 15. I just started playing drums. I'm in the band, so I'm
Mhm.
getting into the go-go more. And he said, "Man, yeah, we play down St. Mary's County. Why don't you ride with me?" So I
Mhm.
ride down St. Mary's. It was plain and simple. Obsession and High Cold Sweat.
Mhm.
I don't remember if you was rapping, but I think it was Hammer, not Rock Steady, right? I know Roy was playing Blue Eyed, the first drum I seen.
Uh-huh.
Winksy was up there with that same little sway he got now, hitting the cowbell. And I knew
Yeah.
I heard Winksy on them Christmas albums. So,
Yeah.
I just remember being on the side like, whoa, it's my first time seeing it. Mind
Mhm.
look, this the same drum set I played on my whole Hucklebuck career, though.
Right.
That's
Right.
that off-white joint. And on the joint, it got High Cold Sweat and Pleasure, this and that. Same little rag. Look, Charlie, we ain't all right. That's for later. But just saying that to say, I don't remember if you was there at that time,
Yeah.
but I definitely
Yeah.
remember you from Epitome and
Uh-huh.
and some of the tapes I was hearing the Sweat or whatever, in them days. And you just
Mhm.
always stood out, man. So yeah, so Epitome, back and forth, backyard, boom, boom, boom. Then Sweat was
Uh,
kind of like that was a brief moment with y'all at Sweat.
Sweat was. We had a nice run. Like I said, what stopped that was when Blue went to Junkyard.
Okay.
Back to, and we wasn't doing it without him. So that's when that's so it was Epitome, Hot Cold Sweat, Backyard. But what sparked all of that? What sparked all of that was Junkyard. Was Bugs. Bugs put me under his wing, man. Before all that, it was a battle of the bands at Evans Grill. Big Butch threw that show.
Mm-hmm.
It was Epitome versus Northeast Groovers, and that's before Chris Rap or whatever whatever people know him by. But that was when Lil Kirk was the lead talker.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy was the Congo player, but Kirk he was a show in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, we can't man, how we gonna fade these dudes, man?
The
But
energize.
Bugs, yeah, but Bugs and Pratt just happened to be there. I don't know why they was there, but Bugs and Pratt was there, and I had to. I something just made me because I give Bugs respect. So something just made me just say, "Come on, come on." He was puzzled, like what? And I called him on stage. Now I don't talk about that neither, but um, we started that.
Mm.
Didn't know talk or share their stage before that because I called Bugs up and Pratt came up on stage with him. and Bugs rapping. So the next time I went to see Junkyard, Bugs called me on stage, and that was, I think that was triple.
Wow.
Triple Vector. So it started to be to a point where whenever I'm I'm going to see Junkyard, Heavy One will see me and he would say, "Oh, we ready." And Bugs wasn't there yet. So, Junkyard started, but all the time. But one time was up Oxon Hill. I mean, what's the firehouse over there by Addison Road?
Oh no, yeah, that jump right there by
But
Mark's studio. Yeah.
They was at the firehouse, and we started. I started the show out. Bugs came, and he on the side. I'm like, oh shoot. So I was getting ready to get off the mic. Bugs like, go ahead, and he started calling me son. That was back then.
That might have been where I started too.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead, son. But go ahead, son. So it will start to be a thing now, and I got stories, man. I could tell stories on it. But Big Butch threw a daytime show, at the Black Scorpio or whatever it is over there, over there in Forestville, and Bugs was there, and he said, son. He said, who you with? I said, Hammer. He said, he driving. I said, yeah. He said, y'all with me. So I'm like, Hammer. Bugs wants to roll with him, like he was driving. You know what I'm saying? Right. So after the show, Bugs rolled with us. We went on MLK. We got us a half gallon of Seagram's gin.
Yes, sir.
Went down Berry Farms. He said, pull on right here, Hammer, pop. And we got out, pot, and we walked through the whole farms, went over Pratt House, did all this, went around Parkchester, hollered at Blackpool. Then we went out Palmer Park because they played, later that night. And they come out with the Heavy One. Let's hit me one time. They came out with that, but then we started having one. Then he called me up. And I went up there and he rolled out. I think he went outside or something. Bugs went outside or something. So I'm up there and I'm talking. I'm saying these girls' names. I think they was from out log. I'm saying their name, and now I'm trying to get in my funk mode. And I said something, and I said, and I just kept that going.
Yeah.
And Junkyard, then Bug said, he said, "I must take that from you, Southside."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm taking that from you. And then,
the rest
that,
is wow.
That's you know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that, man, and so that's where I made my mark. I didn't ever leave no music behind. Like I got stuff in the radios, in the record stores, and I've never left nothing behind. I just was the guy to go get. I was the guy that was always ready. And Coop from Backyard Match, Coop, now Top 5 Match, he'll tell you. He said it best. He said, "Y'all epitome dudes, man. Y'all was more of a show off stage than y'all was on stage. Because we riding around in 88 Cadillac limos."
Right.
I brought Funk Cadillac, a 76 sedan DeVille. So we riding around the city, and like that. We jumping out. We got bottles of Canai. We was carrying that wine Canai.
Yeah, I remember that.
We acting like that's Moet. We got bottles of Canai. So we was doing stuff like that, and that's the stuff to me, that lead talker's supposed to be the slickest cat in the club.
Yeah,
that's just how I grew up. When you go in the club, all the lead talkers are the slickest ones. Chuck, he got the hat. Funk, he walk around, he sit all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Cabaloo, Tidy, Slick Rick, Saeed. See, we forget all about these people.
Yeah,
we forget all about that era of air raid class and all that, man. And you got to give Cabaloo, man. Come on, man.
Man,
Saeed till the day was always a slick talker to me.
Look, Both of y'all. Both of y'all. That's why I was telling somebody I'm about to talk to Brian. I remember just being young, Metro World, and like I said, I'm
Mhm.
seeing different stuff and going, I'm coming up on it. And
Yeah,
I see E in the Rhode Island Metro. And I'm like, that's the dude from Metro World, but just
yeah,
always had a certain energy, a swag, what's that called? An aura. Like
yeah.
you said, the
Yeah.
slickest, yeah, you can almost pick him out. Like, man, that must be the talker right there. Cause he walk a certain way, he talk a certain way. So, like you saying, but that's why I wanted to get you on, because I know you got millions of stories, but
Oh yeah.
you come from that cloth of these, old school, just been around and seen a lot and know a lot of the history,
Hmm.
previously to a lot of the people that get credit. So I
Yeah.
think one of the things I want to do is definitely highlight some of the people that put in this work, you know what I'm saying, and blood, sweat, and tears, and gave their energy and their swag, like you saying, and just gave to the culture. And you might
Yeah.
not even know that certain things, like if you listen to certain bands, a lot
Hmm.
of bands took from smaller bands. That's just kind of how I go in music in general. But
Hmm.
people gonna praise that one they hear like is the end all be all. But us
Hmm.
old school, well, y'all look, y'all, I'm look. I came a little late, but y'all, man, I just love to talk to y'all, man. That's why I wanted to bring you on. So, man, that's beautiful, man. I got this thing I want to do called Out of Pocket, right? That's gonna be a
Hmm.
segment.
Okay.
Can you tell me, or well, would you like? I mean, whatever I don't want you to, throw nobody under the bus or nothing. What was something that was out of pocket that happened to you, as far as in a band situation, right?
Hmm.
That's something you just like, man, that's out of pocket, man. Because we keep it in the pocket and we keep it cranking. So something that was maybe out of pocket that you just like, man, that was messed up, man. That we don't need that in our culture.
Um. Um. I don't like when bands or band members come to see a band and they hit the band that they coming to see hits a song that they hit and they wear it on their face. You know, man, that's that type shit.
Right. Like
Band,
it's none of our songs, but
yeah. I don't like. I don't like. I just don't like people that hate um the next band
okay.
because they on a card that you might that they wanted to be on the. I don't. You know, and I made a song up. Me and Bojack recorded it about 4 years ago called Sleepwalkers,
Mm,
and that's exactly what it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? The it's when I rap, it's everything is in my lyrics. You know, I speak truth in all my lyrics, and and maybe I should say the rap that it explains what I'm saying.
yeah, please do.
Even Sir Nose ain't danced till they hit him with the bop gun. Now every motherfucker band got one. Let a brother know if you spot one. They come to the club riding shotgun. They stand alone, on their phone. They like, there's something new out. They got you in the zone. When their fingers start snapping and their toes start tapping, their heads start bobbing to the groove. When the bells start ringing and the girls start singing, Conga play on the track, make a move. I never got a chance to make a stance, so now I got them in a trance to make them dance. Tell them young fellas pull up their pants and tap a little honey in the axe to dance. Hit the bar, buy another round, tell them it's okay to dance now. And that's the you cranking, but they just refuse to bob their
Mhm.
head because it ain't. I don't like those type people. That's what makes me. It's not a whole lot that make me be like because a lot don't phase me because shit half the time I'm rapping with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
So I open my eyes, I scan the room, and I close it and I put that shit together. You
Yes, I
know, that's
okay.
why a lot of times I wear shades.
Now I like that. I like that. That's real. That's real, man. Because we need man. And then It's a lot on that tip, but yeah. So that's the first time B man out of pocket. So I'm gonna do that on every joint.
Yeah.
So sweat. Oh, epitome sweat. Backyard and doing your thing, filling in. So first of all, we need to get you on something recorded.
Oh yeah.
Go loops and the production and all the people I even got around me. We diving in right now. It's a great time. I'm getting back
Uh-huh.
to production, and
Mhm.
let's work on that because there's no way you shouldn't have some wax or something in that history of recorded music because that's so important, right?
Yeah.
So I played with the Bucks, which was
Mhm.
I was young and just kicked off so fast. Then I played with Funkin' for a minute. And actually,
Mhm.
so with Funkin' we recorded a joint called That's Enough. We kind of made
Okay.
it up on stage. So
Mhm.
it's like then I got with the Scrapers and doing a rap group. And I was in the only video they got. So I was like, I be
Mhm.
finding myself in these pockets of the perfect timing.
Yeah.
But then I went to Soul Patrol from
Mhm.
Flop, because that was Scooter and Kenny, right?
Yeah.
And you talking about a band that sound good. You talking about
Mhm.
no keyboard player for a while,
Mhm.
just horns. And we just would play the 60s. I mean, basically from the 60s to the 2000s, three
Yeah.
sets at that
Uh-huh.
time. Maisha had, stopped playing.
Uh-huh.
Scooby and them was just about to, like, it was around that time. But
Yeah.
our vocals wasn't the strongest, and we wasn't playing, like, we didn't have a Congo player at first. I was playing Chuck Go Swing with no Congo player. But we wasn't as hip as the kind of listen was, and they
Yeah.
kind of came in and did their thing. I mean, we still was doing Black Men Coalition for Fraternal Order of Police, like
Yeah.
ballrooms, and but the thing that the worst part, I played with them longer than the Hugger Bucks. But the
Mhm.
thing that, like we saying, the thing I noticed is that we don't have any product. We went to record something. We did bum 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 B, living the good
Mhm.
life. We went up Charlie's, recorded that, just never put it out. But it's
Yeah.
like as many nights we would do Wednesday to Sunday faithfully,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, the Club Elite somewhere Wednesday. We was doing Club U Thursday before all that Go 95, all that Friday
Yeah.
to conversation or something. You know,
Mhm.
and we don't have. It's like, you remember Soul Patrol? Nah. So it's like you get lost in the wind if you don't have that product, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked to Scooby and some of them optimistic cats that we came up with, and we like, man, we looking at them because they was far more advanced musically,
Mhm.
right? But
Yeah.
we just happen to have Charlie and Roy, especially Roy, right? That
Yeah.
was able to help us dial that shit in simply and commercially and whatever. Charlie too, because radio, however that worked. But so we got to get you on some stuff. Okay, so
Mhm.
that brings me to this. So
Mhm.
I don't know, you wasn't there long, but so you wasn't on no recordings and nothing with Charlie. That's what we saying. You
Yeah.
was,
I was on the Up and Down album, Hot Coast Sweat Up and Down. I was on the Let's Go Go Christmas album, Chuck Brown.
yeah.
The one I was on that we did. Hot Coast Sweat we did up on the house, up on the rooftop, up on the
Up on
housetop.
the top, quick. That's what Wayne said. I remember that shit when I was a kid. But
Yeah, so
so
and let's go Mickey. Let's get no rougher.
okay,
Um,
the album we
I
did.
went in me to do. They just asked me to do. They just asked me to just say "ow" because that's what I was known for. The ow. And wait a minute, no, and they my voice and they put that whole CD. If you heard Mickey gets no rougher, all beats, no lyrics, and it's just Blue Eye on the drums, Mickey on the congos, Roy Battle, and sampled my voice just saying, "Ow, wait a minute, give me that beat," and all that stuff. So and I got paid for everything, all the stuff I've done. But
Like a work
um,
for hire. You got paid up
yeah,
front at the time. Yeah.
yeah, well, and
Best
and
hour in
with
the business. That's a fact. You definitely got the
yeah,
best hour in the business.
yeah, and with the Christmas album, um, we had a choice. of royalty or a flat rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then we rolling up the streets, man. You can't tell
Yeah.
us you give us now.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
So and the Mac was my favorite movie. And the scene where the dude told Mac, say, listen, he said, you got to get you some threads and some the greatest vines and car and all that stuff. And that's what I did with my money. I brought Funk Cadillac. I got me a few clothes. And and that would made me feel like, all right,
Yeah.
now I'm complete, but we all, the whole band, we took to giving us our money now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Not knowing, in go-go, you never know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that till the day, a song still played off of that album. And me and Blue, we joke around a lot. We like, only reason they don't play the Hot Cold Sweat because Winksy cussed on it.
Right.
Because he said, Rico wear his shoes so thin, playing that goddamn sax again on a Christmas song. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, we were just some wild youngins, man, having fun.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's the
And
beautiful part about it, man. Like you said, you in the streets, and you
Mhm.
living in the now, and there ain't nobody read no music books or even had the vision to think,
Yeah.
what could become of the music, or
Mhm.
what the residuals could be, which
Yeah,
look might not be, but so much. But so yeah, just give me mine now.
exactly.
So then, how did this District King situations come about? Because I know that's where you're at now, and y'all rocking. You rocking with some of the best of them, and you done crank with the rest of them. So
Yeah.
how did you fall into that situation?
Well, that all stemmed from 911. When Donnell called me from 911, Bojack was excited because Bojack around Parkland, so he was there when I'm rocking with J.A.B. He pinned me back. He seen us. So when I played with 911, that was cool. But before 911, the transition between uh 911 Hot Cold Sweat and 911 was a 5-year gap.
Mm,
But I stopped playing with Hot Cold Sweat. Oh, we went to Backyard. I'm sorry. When we went to Hot Cold Sweat to Backyard, after Backyard, I had like a 5-year stretch of doing that because my daughter was born.
okay.
So I just chilled out for 5 minutes. And everybody knows a lead talker, you can't sit down for that long. But the phone rung. It was 911. It was Donnell. I'm gonna fast. I gotta tell you this part just to get to that. Donnell called me with 911. He said that I never seen you play, but I asked around the streets about a lead talker. Your name came up more times than often. I told 32 that I let me pick the lead talker. If the lead talker I pick don't work out, then he can pick one. You already know who he want.
Right.
You already know he wanted rapper. So I'm going. I'm 5 years behind, and I got rapper over here ready to play.
Woo! That's tough.
So our first show, we shut the city down. Everybody was at that show. No bands played. That show was jam packed. When that curtain opened, I froze the fuck up.
What?
I'm like, I don't know none of these people. A league talk is only as good as the people he know.
Facts.
If I know at least 30-40% of the people in the crowd, then you good. You know what I'm saying? Because your lead talk is all about who you know, who names you can say. But I'm sitting for 5 years, so my swag had gotten a little. I ain't had that swag, and stuff was in my head because rapper over here, I know he want to play Big Six, he want to play with 911. I'm gonna get all that, and I don't. I like to have fun. I like to smile. I don't like pressure.
Right. Right.
And so I played a few shows, and then when Donnell, then of course, and I joke with Blue a lot. Like you can't hang with Blue and be in the band back then, because Blue is Blue.
Yeah.
I can't show up late and smack.
Right.
When you go into a band full of people that don't drink or
Right.
smoke,
Right. Right. Right.
all my days numbered. So Donnell called me very professionally. Hey, yeah. First of all, I just want to say you make me late for work. Like, how do it? Because I be around while listening to the tape, and I'm like, I ain't hear you say that at the show. So I'm rewinding back, like, what did he just say? Blah 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 blah. He said, but I was looking for somebody more hyper. I said, can't nobody be hyper than you, Donnell. He
Right.
said, yeah, that's what he told me. But 32, he got a chance. He want to bring rap out. I said, oh, that's the perfect person. That's the type of person I am. Oh, that's the perfect person for 911.
Right.
So Daniel appreciated me just being professional and ain't So he was like, man, I appreciate you. He said, man, if anything you need, let me know. And Donnell, if you're watching this, I still ain't used my turn as something I need. So I need you on a go-go loops joint with me and Chief. But
Hey, ASAP. No,
yeah,
that's
but
crazy. Real talk. You was honest, and like you
yeah,
said, you was a little rusty. So yeah, that's
yeah,
man. People respect that. Real talk.
yeah. So after that, you know, and that's when Northeast Grooves wanted to take the grown and sexy route. Rapper didn't want to do the grown and sexy, so that's where it's like we switched. I went to where it was called Solo there.
Yeah.
So I went to play with Solo. He played with 911. Everybody good. I'm in my lane. I'm in the grown and sexy lane. He over there turning up. It's a win-win situation, right? But that with District Kings, that when Bojack, Mick, and Jeff got that band, and they was Rapper was the lead talker at first with District Kings. But we all know Rapper, he gonna have his situations, his what band, his group, well. So Bojack called me again, and I reminded Bojack, now, remember when you called with 911, I wasn't ready. I said, I'm ready now.
Hey.
So we go in there, and my first show was Chuck. Well, actually, Chia Lee
Yeah.
was the lead talker for District Kings, but he was out of town.
Oh.
So Bojack called me to just fill in on Chuck Brown Day. What a show to fill in. Chuck Brown Day, and then later that night we played at Five Sisters. So I wasn't gonna let that 911 thing do me in. I was like, oh nah.
Taking full
And
advantage.
I put my and then Funk played with us on that show. So now I'm with my other idol. So I felt comfortable. I boom, boom, boom. Then after that show, they was like, "Damn!" It was like you ain't even practice with us. So we went to that late on that night. Now I'm comfortable now because the props that they gave me at Chuck Brown Day. Now I'm really feeling comfortable. And they was like, "Man, you know what?" He said, because Chiali, he working on Chiali was working on his music and stuff,
Yeah.
his other stuff. So they just say, we're just gonna stick with me, whatever, and I'm still here. So I must be doing something right.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love the that matchup.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think I would like it better than if I ain't know Rapper was there first. I knew
yeah.
Ali was there, but
Rap was there first.
and then so 32 came was that was after
32, yeah, no, 32 came. Yeah, I was playing, and when I was playing, it was Moody was the female singer, and Remo was the male singer. Um, that was so now I think Remo he is I don't know why he stopped playing whatever, but I'm telling Bo like I need that two man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like somebody like 32. There was like yeah, but 32 ain't going. He probably blah 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 blah. But when they told me they was bringing him in, I'm like that's what I need right there.
Yeah.
And if 32, he gonna be 32. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He gonna come in, he gonna call you, hey, Tech, hey man, we gotta win, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, I ain't letting pressure, I ain't let pressure. And see, anybody else would be like, he wanted Rapper to play with 911. I ain't that type dude.
Right.
I'm like Deuce. First of all, I'm a fan of 32. I said, you got to hit all that stuff that you're known for with that hee haw and all that.
Mhm.
I'll tell you that stuff. If I went to see District Kings and I see you up there, I want to hear that. So we talking on the phone, we blah blah blah. And me and Deuce, man, we had our phone conversation. He called me, he got on me, man. Hey, come on, man, you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just Deuce, if you know Deuce. But next thing you know, he's there. He telling me what you need you to, man. Hey, look, I got you. Man, just talk to the crowd. I got you. If you want to take a breather, that's why I step up. I got you. Like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the insurance that I needed to be more comfortable because I'm like, yeah, I do. I've never played with a two-man like Deuce.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The bands that I played with, they was the hype man, but Deuce got bars and you know what I'm
Whole
saying?
lot to bring, and he's serious about it. He ain't gonna play with it, and he know what it take. So instead of you being on the island, you got that help. You already know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like what Gang do with Los, right? Man, any
exactly.
moment of the I don't care if it's the third and a half bar, he can be like, hey, Los gonna come in that joint and fire shit up. And
I mean,
so
fine.
now y'all too, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then of course, how can you not feel comfortable when you got Jeff, Mickey, and Bojack behind you?
Say less. It's crazy. District
How,
King.
yeah, this you can.
Man.
So and we get sometimes, you got people we get criticized sometimes because man they playing at that Northeast Groove and stuff and one thing about Mick and Bojack, they refuse to play anything that's Essence. Let them have that.
Yeah.
Let Essence have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 32, he gonna shit. We playing it.
Yeah.
we playing that groove stuff that I'm on. But um, we working on doing more original stuff. We don't do every week. Anyway, we play spot dates, corporate gigs, what I'm saying, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not oversaturating, man. Just make them want it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's good, man. I'm really I love what y'all doing. That night I saw I think the first night you was up there at that event center. I said, man, this is a good look. And y'all that's just cranking. You got like you said, Bojack, Mickey, and Jeff. Jeff was my first drummer I was going to see weekly. I saw Blue first.
hmm
And I'm going to see Jeff weekly before I came up in the Charlie camp, which I would see Blue a lot. We practiced right behind Prop. Prop was in C, we was in B type shit. And so I
yeah.
would see Blue, and he come through telling me shit, man, why you lifting your knee up? He just walked through, tell me shit. Dude, what is you doing? Dude, why you playing with your arms? Play with your wrist or whatever the fuck, but that's my nigga.
That's
That's my
what I love about Blue. He gonna keep it 100 with you. I done heard him tell drummers when they take break, hey, don't. I can tell you playing because you see me here. Don't think about me. He said, play.
that's
You
so
know,
important.
yeah.
That's so important. A drummer, you walk in that joint, not that I'm nobody,
Uh,
but I know too, I've been on both sides of that. And Bucky in here, I'm about to no, man, just play your show. Why
yeah.
you gonna change cause Blue in here or I don't give a fuck is Dennis Chambers in this joint. Play your
Yeah.
show, one band, one sound. Don't you about to leave your band to try to impress a drummer that ain't even looking for that. Most drummers who about it, they not looking for that. They coming to see you play. They want to hide and see what you doing when they ain't when they don't know they did. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah,
that's hard. Man. That's hard, man.
it
When you
is.
got somebody
Oh
you look
yeah,
up to. Because
yeah.
the first time Darnell came to see District Kings, he's in there, and I'm like, oh shit, we got to play straight to the bar. That's Darnell. I'm like, and I'm
I love that Joe. That I
yeah.
heard that motherfucker. I was in Atlanta. I said that's one of the best joints that came out of Go-Go in a long time.
I love playing that song because it give me a chance to be Darnell.
Yeah. Yeah! Man,
Yeah.
his energy is just unmatched. Like you said, a
Yeah.
lot of two men, 32,
Uh,
just trickling on down. like Ricky from our band. You know, we was like I said, we was going to see North. That's why I was going with. He was a little older, but
Yeah,
that energy came from 32. Came just like funk, and like I said, Bugs, the
yeah,
finesse of funk, the crank of Bugs just trickle down in the yard and rapper and it just come
yeah.
on down, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun, but it's a beautiful thing. You take it and you put your own spin on it, and there
Yeah.
it is, man. It's a beautiful thing. Keep it
Bugs is
crank.
just Bugs. I don't know where he get his crate tank from. It's two rules in go-go. I always say. Number one, don't tell nobody how much you get paid. And number two, don't go barking up JY tree.
I love it.
They can come get you.
Oh man, that's probably
I
loud
don't
as
care what band you are. If junkyard on that card,
you in trouble.
you're in trouble. Don't go barking up JY tree.
I be
They
watching these
humble.
niggas step now, and it be like, dude, come on, Slim Deep. And you know what they got? 22, 21. Bugs too, though. Like, man,
Yeah, yeah,
legendary, man. Say less.
exactly.
The Kings
Yeah.
of Crank.
Uh-huh.
The District Kings, but the Kings of Crank, right? I keep bringing this up because I was talking to Ignatius one day, you know, just
Uh-huh.
random, and you know, he just like kind of hit me with facts. So who slowed the go-go beat down? Like, just thinking junk. I remember they was playing slow. You know, in Maryland, on the Big Butch side with Progression and Regency, we was playing them joints called deep sockets, right?
Yeah,
That don't drop. Real like you be in a give me that beat like fast. Deep socket, deep, stink.
yeah,
Cowbell be strong, but
yeah.
a lot of that from Junkyard, right? But he was like
Mhm.
Foot. I was like, damn, clack, clackadoo. Remember, Foots used to have that motherfucking gate on it. Googie put that gate on. He just be back there chilling. And he was
Yeah.
just, so
Play
that was
like this.
yeah, with
Play,
the traditional.
he played the right way.
Man, they look crazy though. The only time I saw Foots, I was like, damn. But they said who was the first go-go band? So I'm Chuck, Trouble Funk. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
said Junkyard. I said, elaborate. He said they was the first band that started playing go-go in 79, 80, right? I mean, well, maybe that's popular. See, that's why I'm talking to you. But so Trouble Funk, Chuck, a lot of them was top 40, right? Mass Distinction, I don't know who was out back then, right? No,
Well,
I
they
know
play.
funk bands, but Junk, he said it was basically the first band that came and was cranking. I was talking to Wink one day. He kept saying, man, we laid the foundation for y'all. And y'all ran with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking, like, what you talking about, Wink? Essence and EU and but he was like, if you think about it, that was the first band that started out as a go-go band. Now, school.
Let me tell you why. Before Trouble, Chuck, Essence, EU, they were go-go, but they were musical.
Yes.
You know, it's like you're listening to Parliament, Funkadelic with congos.
Right. Horns
Junk,
and yeah.
Junk had little keyboards, no bass player, no lead player. So they were ones to give you that crank the whole way through.
Fact.
They played one finger song.
Fact.
On a Casio keyboard. So so they're not doing the musical.
Yes.
Playing that. You know how S's and Trump
Yeah.
used to play, but very musical.
Facts. Like you said, so
Yeah.
the musical, they had the bomb and the move, but never musical. That shit hit me like 7 years ago, 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, Junk, why they, the keys, the patches they choose, right? I'm like, they
Yeah.
always like the Yamaha DX7 joint still to this day. And it hit me. It's they don't want that shit to sound pretty. They want it to be like that, like you're saying. And it hit me. And I was like, wow. That's why
They had the plastic horns, and the horns was and they could tell that they were toys.
right.
And the bucket, footloose rod on the two buckets. That's the guitar chuck.
Right.
The guitar.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
he bucked up. That was the good talk to Adam J. So that's Junkyard, and they used to, and they step. And to me, Junkyard, and I'm not even gonna say to me, this is a fact right here. Junkyard was the first to have that straight go-go harmony.
Oh boy,
Everything it was as long as y'all stay, that's how long we're gonna play. Say what might we gonna play, say what day we gonna play, say what until you go. Everything was a go-go harmony.
mm-hmm. That
That's
front
and
line, if them
yeah,
layers,
and
man,
not to
that's real
mention
talk.
and,
Yeah,
and not to mention Junkyard was the band for us to say that you don't have to have an expensive drum set, a
yeah,
big ass keyboard.
yeah.
You know, you said that earlier when you was saying how you was with Soul Patrol, you know, where y'all didn't have a Congo player. See, back then, that's DC. That's go go to me. When
Right.
you could play without something.
Yes.
Nowadays, you can't play. Come on, let a Congo player not be there.
Right.
And you don't have a Congo player. The Congo player can't make it, or something happened to Congo. Man, half the bands probably wouldn't even play.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
then, you about to bang the shit out that cowbell there.
Right.
It was the
We gonna make it
Congos.
do what it do.
Yeah,
Dang. Yeah. Nah, real
our,
talk.
our skin was tougher back then. You know, you don't have a drum seat. You know, we sat on the trash. I remember Petey. I remember we didn't have a drummer, and Petey played the drums, but the drummer had the drum seat. Lil Brian, he was the drummer. He had the drum seat, and Petey sat on the trash can, and he playing the drums. And he ain't no drummer, but we gonna play
Yeah.
playing the drums, and the trash can was sinking in,
Mhm.
but we played.
I remember
So
sitting on two crates and falling off them joints. I remember taping a tambourine to the hi-hat pole because we didn't forgot the hi-hat. We down the road. I remember taking the floor tom and making it the kick drum when the kick drum bust. I remember taking
yeah,
my toms down Bud's Creek when Saquon ain't had they forgot the timbales, Fisher Greg or something. Take my
mhm,
toms, Quest Love up that joint. Like you said, we loved it so much and we was just about cranking. And that's what go-go is impromptu, is like live. It's like let's do it. That's what the energy was, and that's why the music was so memorable back then as opposed to some of it now. It's still great stuff going on. I'm not gonna say that, but we talking the same language. Yeah, man. But Junkyard, man, is this
yeah,
like the kings of crank and just the testament to longevity and I mean, Backyard too for keeping their same members. That's a hard thing to do. But man, you gotta love them JY stars, man. I can't speak about them enough.
yeah,
You know,
yep.
dang, it was something I
So
was gonna say. I didn't forget it, but it's all good. Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, spending some time on the Chief and Go.
now I got to bring you in. It's funny that we telling these stories now. These are just my stories. So we got a podcast starting. We want to start it next Sunday on 420. Band of Brothers, me, Blue Eyed, Bojack, and Mr. X, Darren X,
Okay.
and it's Go Go Stories and Truths. And that podcast came about because I was talking to Bojack and Blue one day on my podcast, the Party Rossi, and I said I blame y'all. Meaning, he said, Blue was like, blame him for what, bro? I said it's a lot of misinformation, a lot of missed history out here, and I blame people like y'all who've been, what I'm saying. And I'm saying it on your platform. I'm blaming the legends. I'm blaming the Sugar Bears, the Funks, the Donnells, the White Boys, all of them for not telling the history on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't getting no younger. You know what I'm saying? Little Benny, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He in go heaven with a lot of stories that probably he ain't get to tell. Chuck
Man.
Brown, So we can't let the history get away from us. So why we got these legends, living legends that's still here, you got to get on these podcasts, man, and,
Yep.
and, and tell your stories. So when it's people, because Facebook is worldwide, it's somebody could be somewhere else and be like, hey, what's that thing, the Go-Go Report? Somebody could be in North Carolina, Michigan, or something, and they say, yeah. So is Winko the Congo player for backyard? And
Right.
without somebody answering the question, they laughing at him. Who this dude? What rock? You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
really don't know. He really don't know. So tell these people, nah. Wink played with Junkyard, Hot Sauce play. We're not saying that we clowning them. We saying that, man, who this clown and come on, man. Talk to. So I blame all of our legends, man. Come on, get on these podcasts when people invite you and just tell the story. And that's what we're gonna bring on our podcast. We're gonna tell the stories.
Man, I love that. That's a great point you just made, because I feel like it's a great time right now with everybody doing media,
Yeah,
and getting these stories out here, like, and just trying to get guests, talking to people that I know, for years, and
yeah.
then going to talk to them about the interview. Interview happens whether I call or see them in person, but and it's like we're walking history books of a culture that's been held tight and not talked about, and so yeah, we need to get it out there, because once you know some of the history,
Hmm.
once people know, I mean, it's from all over the world, they could even
Yeah.
appreciate it more. I appreciate it more when I'm talking to people like I know for you. Like I've known you for a while. We wasn't riding around kicking it like that, but even people that I grew up with, we get on an interview and somebody asks them a question, I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that. So this is important. That's a great point. And we gotta, kind of have our arms open to that aspect of sharing, what I mean, to people who might not know. You know what I'm saying? Just because you from the city and you the coolest nigga in the world, slim and all that, I'm like that and all that. Everybody a Bama, cut it out, man. Let's get this history out here. So I'm definitely down with that. I need to get with Darren next too, because I just heard that he was the man for the Wizards hookup. So I'm gonna need to holler at him. I'm trying to get them Bucks back on the scene. We want the Bucks, and that was one of the things I was thinking about. But yeah, man, appreciate you, man. Much love to the OG. You know what I mean? Your mic went out, bro. Oh, you muted your joint?
Oh, no, you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had set my phone up. My thumb probably hit the drum when I propped it up. But
Okay.
yeah, man. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to mix it up, we got to bring you on. We got to bring you on our show and chop it up more. And because these stories,
They
man, we
endless.
got.
They are endless. Absolutely, man. Let me know. Do y'all got something coming up, District Kings? Want to let the people know or where to follow you at to keep up
Well,
with you?
we got a private event coming up on the 26th. That's out Upper Marlboro. But we supposed to have played two shows that night. The other one was up Babylon and Woodbridge, but some things happened, and I think Babylon had to shut down on their live entertainment for a minute.
Dang.
So we just stuck with that private gig. But we get ready to get in the lab and come out this summer smoking. So like I said, we don't have no every weeks
Right.
right now, but
Yeah.
I think they are coming because that's what we need. We talked about that last year. We need an every week spot. We need to be in the city. We need to be around, out in PG, and we need to be out Virginia. If we do that, if we get a Virginia spot, a DC spot, and a Maryland spot every week, we'll fly up there. So
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at. But of course, the numbers gotta be right,
Yeah.
and so
And spread that crank out.
yeah,
Well, all
yeah,
right. I'm definitely gonna be I'm gonna pop up on y'all. I already know what y'all
okay,
do. So man, but like I said, appreciate you.
uh
Um
huh.
and we'll talk, and I'm definitely down to come on the would you say truth go what you could say it was called the podcast?
Oh, Band of Brothers, Go Go Stories and Truths.
Logo
We
stories.
tell you about everything. People want to make up And I'm just giving you a quick example. People are like, man, why, why Donnell or why Boja, why Mickey leave Essence? And people want to make up their own stories. Well, we're gonna give you the real stories
Okay.
of why things happen. So that's why we have that panel, because that's a lot of years in go-go. And Darren next, he brings the business aspect
Right.
of this. Blue is the straight shooter. Blue the straight shooter. He gonna tell you like it is. Bojack, Bojack is the comedian, man. Bojack, when he get in the Bo Funk voice, when he starts shit and shit start talking like shit.
See,
And,
your levels.
calling people like, yeah, you dirty motherfucker. I see you out there mocking me and shit. But and I'm the wild card, so it's a nice panel.
Okay.
Yeah, and people going whatever questions they want to know, we're gonna give you the real story and the truth on it, because we don't owe nobody nothing. We got too much skin in the game. We don't owe nobody. You bite your tongue when you want to get on a card with
Right.
this band. So you want to stay humble, but hey, we all are in nice bands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a speaker. Just like I spoke my truth about 911. They fired me because I wasn't hype enough. That's to me. Those are the stories you need to hear. So if you ever heard of why I didn't play with this band, that band, why I stopped playing, let me tell you why. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna try to boost myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing out of that. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't fit the band. Donnell called me while I was at work and gave me my walking papers. So, but he appreciated it. He took me out to dinner, the whole band. He said, "I'm paying for B man, and y'all on your own." So I ordered from the right side of the menu where all the prices at. Fuck what I'm getting. You buying? He said, "I'm buying you the food. I ain't buying you nothing to drink because I don't drink." So I ordered big ass $54 seafood platter. And when they put that thing in front of me, guess what I did? Slid in the middle of the table, have at it. We feed everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we did the whole 911 band. So, yeah.
That's love, man. Yeah, y'all gonna be letting it fly. Y'all gonna be letting it fly. I can't wait.
Hang up on me because I talk to tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
You had to hang up on me.
Yeah. No, that's me too. That's why it's called Cheef and Go. Because I can go, but I got to go. Because I got a couple things to do. First of all, hit the bathroom, but I'm hitting this goddamn little But man, definitely one love, brother. I'm gonna link with you soon on outside. And we gonna,
all right.
Yeah. Salute.
Peace. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that was B Man. As y'all can see, veteran OG legend in the game. Been around, been in a rack of spaces and seen a rack of faces and called a rack of crews. You know what I'm saying? And rocked a rack of stages and had that party going for y'all. You understand? But hey, we getting it together. I'm about to be consistent. Okay, I got some guests lined up. Next week I got Mo Digger. If y'all don't know who Mo Digger is, y'all gonna find out next week. Each and every Thursday at 8. Cheef and Go live right here on wherever you watching. Go-Go Loops TV, Go-Go Loops on Instagram, Lux Radio on the Roku channel. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I just saw you, Tycoon. Appreciate you. I saw Shabuk. I forgot. I don't want to mess his name up. My guy in Jamaica on the team. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate Shabako music, man. Appreciate you, bro. Been busy, but I'm definitely gonna tap into and go lock into your music, man. We gonna work, man. I'm ready. Like I'm rejuvenated. I'm back out here. I feel like I'm 25. I'm ready to make these beats. I'm ready to link with all the artists that's quality, and that we've been talking about it. I'm serious about it, man. We got the Bucks reunion coming up, 30 years. Y'all make sure y'all go tell the front porch we want the Bucks. Hashtag we want the Bucks. Gotta have them Bucks. You know what I mean? Tell the front porch. Tell them, put it on Facebook. Put it on Instagram. Just let them know. Just so they know that it's real. But yeah, one love, y'all. Much love. Until the next time, keep it cranking and keep it brief. Oh, I messed up. Oh, y'all still there?
Cheef and Go.